photography. Let me just start off by saying how excited I am to be here. Nikon is going to be a great opportunity to talk to you guys about the Nikon 1. They called me a few weeks ago and said, we got this really great camera for you, we think you're going to love it, work with it, get some great images and come to the show and present it for us. What was weird when they called me was they wanted me to take pictures as a mom and not a professional, which is kind of crazy for me. So it was great to work with the camera, great to have fun with it as a mom. I'm going to show you guys a bunch of those images, but before I do, let me just tell you a little bit about myself, what I do. Okay. How many people go through your old yearbooks and you see your old like high school pictures and maybe it's like 1974 and you're sporting some crazy afro, or maybe it's like 1985 and you're sporting some like a fresh perm from the studio. Or if it's 1991 and you're in the 6th grade, you're sporting kind of a new perm. Maybe I mean I never had braces, but clearly I needed them. And you got like some feather veins going on. Anyway, my point of showing you guys this picture is this is not what I do. While the picture is cute and maybe it's not that cute, but well it just kind of takes a picture of a time. Like I know what I looked like when I was in 6th grade. So that's not what I do, but this is what I do. Because for me to capture a moment like this between my families means a lot to me, it means a lot to my moms and the dads that I work with. So to capture a moment and a connection between my family is really important to me. It's also important for my clients to get a picture like this because I know now this picture was taken last summer of 2010, and I know now she has 6-month-old twin boys. So she actually called me like a month ago, and she's like, Summer, I just walked by that picture. I mean, this picture's obviously hanging in her hallway. She's like, I'm walking past the picture, and I just stop, and I look at the picture, and my eyes fill up with tears because I don't get a moment like this with my girls anymore. I'm trying to breastfeed the twins. I got, you know, this one's in school now, this one's being crazy. She's like, I don't get like a sweet, tender moment like that anymore. So for you to be able to capture that for me means the world to me. So obviously a phone call like that from one of my clients means a lot to me. And this is what I do. I capture milestones for my families. I'm like the baby's 5 days old here. This picture means a lot to me because my girls are the same. I mean, obviously I'm a mom, and my girls are 2 years apart too. So to me, to get a picture like this for my families, it warms my heart because I can remember when my daughter was 6 days old, and I can remember Hannah being 2. And now I just picture them being like 16 and 18, and now like this little Eskimo kiss becomes a hug because now the big sister's leaving for college. So like I said, I can attest to life moving a little too fast because like I swear I feel like I was just pregnant. I was just pregnant with my girls. I'm crazy about my girls. I'm crazy about kids. What's important, I feel like, to be so crazy about the kids and photographing kids is you really have to treat them like they're your own. I approach every shoot as a mom. I treat all my clients' kids like I would treat my own. I'm on the ground with them. I'm getting dirty with them. I'm throwing leaves. I'm playing hide and seek. Whatever it is, I want my children to feel like, not that I'm their mom, but I want them to feel like they can trust me. So in order for them to let me in, I have to treat them like I am the mom. I think, like you saw that picture of me in the 6th grade, and it's just like a smiling picture. I don't feel like I feel like children are so much more than just a smiling picture. And to me, if you get a moment, like a moment like this, only happens once, and this is what I like to do for my families. I'm gonna tell you guys a story about Ethan. Ethan was 10 months old, and I was shooting him like last November in Central Park. If you guys are photographers or maybe your parents, you know how hard it is to get the attention of a 10-month-old and to keep their attention. It's great. Like you got to be doing some crazy dance, or maybe you have 30,000 balloons, or those confetti poppers. Whatever it is, to get a 10-month-old's attention is so hard. So I mean, I was working against every element here. So Ethan's 10 months old. Central Park was freezing. I'm shooting him last last year in mid-November, so obviously now you know it's cold. He was only wearing like this little teeny tiny Ralph Lauren sweater. So now he's cold, he's not really paying attention to me, and now I'm trying to shoot in Central Park, which is impossible. There's a million photographers, a million people, there's people blowing bubbles, people playing trumpets. I got I'm like trying to work against a violin player. It's like impossible to shoot. But I had this vision. I bring my little antique suitcase, and I have this vision of Ethan sitting on the suitcase in like that famous pathway of Central Park. You guys know, like the leaves, like the trees, like grow around it. It's just such a great pathway to shoot at. So I'm like, all right, let me see if I can do this. What I didn't tell you was Ethan wasn't even sitting yet. So to get him sitting on the suitcase was going to be hard enough. But I say to the parents, sit him on the suitcase. I put the suitcase in the middle of the pathway. There's hundreds of people walking past us, walking around us. I try to sit him on the suitcase. And I mean, he does it for like a second, but I tell the parents to stand close because God forbid he falls off the suitcase. They're gonna kill me and they're gonna hate me. But Ethan does it. So he's on the suitcase, and I've run across the pathway. Everyone's watching us now. Like, what's going on? They think it's like some kind of famous baby, like a famous shoot. I'm on the ground, and I didn't have a balloon. I didn't have bubbles. I had nothing on me, but something, because he trusted me throughout the shoot. Something I said got him to look at me. Got him to wave at me, and got him to smile at me, and this is what I get. This picture is canvassed in their homes. This picture became their Christmas card. They sent to 250 people. This picture they fell in love with, and this was a moment for them that I captured. And so this is what gets me up in the morning. It's moments like these that will never happen again that I get from my families. I'm going to take you guys through some more of my images, and then I'm going to get to talking a lot about the Nikon 1 as well. So, let me talk to you about Noah. Excuse me. I've been shooting their family for a few years. They're a family of 5. Noah's kind of like nestled in the middle of, he's got 2 older sisters and 2 younger sisters now. So, I show up at their house. It's like the 3rd time I'm shooting them. And they're like, well, can you take some fall pictures for us? And I'm like, I told you, like, I like to get on the ground and get dirty with my families and stuff, but I'm like, I didn't really, like, bring my bathing suit. She's like, I know, but it's so nice out, and I would love to get some cool pictures of the kids. So, like I said, to really get the pictures that you want, and to get kids to trust you, you gotta get it, like, a little dirty. So now, like, my pants are all rolled up. My camera's obviously not waterproof, and I get in the water with him, and he gives me like this great crazy look, and that's how I got that picture. This is Isabella and Sophia. Again, I photographed them 2 or 3 times. What's so great about this picture and about shooting kids and about seeing my clients repeatedly throughout the years is that I know what kind of bond that they have. And when I first shot them a couple of years ago, they weren't that close. So to be able to know your clients and know your families, this time when I saw them, this was like 2 or 3 months ago, I could see that, I mean, they're only 2 years apart, but I can see how like their age gap kind of got closed in. And now they're very, very close. So I make sure I capture an image like this, because who knows if they're going to hate each other in a couple of years. So, and I know that 2 years ago, they hated each other. So this kind of just like froze a moment for the mom, because I know how close that they are now, so I had to make sure I got that for her. This is Brayden, who was he was like the hardest 3-year-old ever to shoot. Brayden he's 3. He didn't want to do a thing for me. He screamed no at me for anything I asked him to do. He didn't want to play hide and seek. He didn't want to do Ring Around the Rosie. He didn't want to throw rocks. I thought he's a boy, maybe he wants to throw some rocks. Wanted to do nothing. I, in fact, was trying to get him. I was trying to get him to stand on the outside here. No, he stood in the wagon, was jumping up and down, screaming no at me. And then finally, like, I've worked with him for so long, and finally I think he just broke down. He was like, I think it's okay to trust her now. And he just kind of like leaned over and gave me like this little look. And when the mom saw this picture, she emailed me, and she's like, I mean, you have no idea. Like, Brayden's always so crazy, and he's just like this wild and crazy kid, but you captured him being sweet Brayden, which I also see but not many people get to see. So I'm glad I was able to get that moment for her. This is a newborn picture. Obviously, newborns are like my favorite to shoot. They're usually 7, 8, 9 days old when they come in the studio. I mean, obviously I love this color because of purples and stuff. But what's crazy about shooting a newborn is while every newborn picture screams like serenity and it looks so peaceful and calm and they're always sleepy, if you step out of a newborn picture, you see kind of something that looks like this. What you don't see is like my space heater over here. This is a noisemaker right here. You'll see like 1,000 million hats crossed. That was a girl, so that meant like the picture of purple, she was obviously a girl, and that meant I had like 30 million headbands rolling around. The studio heat is also cranked to like 90-something degrees. So it's so weird to be able to capture like a newborn and how peaceful it looks, but how like all the work that goes into making the baby sleepy and making an image like this. I use my 105 all the time for newborn pictures, and I think that's the reason I do that is because I wasn't a professional when I had my girls, and so I missed out like on a lot of like the detailed shots. So I remember my girls, like this is the breastfeeding blister that you get like when you're breastfeeding, and it peels off and then it forms again and then it peels off, especially like those first like 4 or 5 weeks or so. And I remember my girls having it, and I mean I don't have any pictures of it. So it's always important for me to capture this detailed shot. While it's probably not like blown up on a canvas in their homes or anything, they always put it in one of their albums, just because she'll, like in 25 years, she's gonna tell her daughter who's now pregnant, and they flip through the album. Oh my God, I remember you had that little breastfeeding sister. This moment I love so much because this is on my studio. On my studio walls. What I love about this moment and what's kind of like crazy about this story is he's 2 and she's 5, so it's like you don't really think anything about the picture just because you're looking at the moment, but I mean he was supposed to be in the bucket, and I had like this whole idea and I was like envisioning this whole thing where she was supposed to come over and kiss him, and like with her little dress, like I had that shot of like her little sister, the big sister just bending over to give him a kiss, but shooting boys is kind of hard, and he was like kind of wild and rambunctious and wanted nothing to do with me. So I was like, Julia, you get in the bucket and let's see what happens. And I don't know why he walked over to her and gave her a kiss, but he did. And what I love about this picture, I'm like heavily into details, so this picture's blown up in the studio, is like if you look really close, you can see how she grabbed like a handful of sand and there's like sprinkles of sand like falling onto the ground. That's just like one of my favorite details about that picture. This is Luke. I talked to you guys a lot about connection and really getting to know like the babies and treating them like I'm their mom and stuff. If you got to know Luke and you're a photographer, I know Luke made like 1,000 million different faces when I was photographing him. And so I'm not like saying I'm his mom, but if you didn't get to know Luke and the faces that he's made, you might, like when you're editing, you might go through these pictures and throw this out because he's not smiling. He's got like this little lip curled out, like maybe you don't love the picture, but because I knew him and I took the time to kind of get to know the kind of baby he was, the kind of personality he had, this picture is huge in their house because this is like that little pout is something that he always does. So, like I said, I love to shoot newborns. This is little Nora. When they were in my studio, I like to, I talk to my families a lot when they're there, but what I'll do is I'll kind of like listen to what they're saying and try to do something for them. So the parents were talking about how it was so weird to have a second baby that was so much smaller than the first baby. Their first baby was like 9.5 pounds and she was only 7 pounds, which like